Hey, if you're new to comics or a fan of pop culture, then this video might be for you. I'll do my best to give you a quick overview of Morbius, as well as reviewing the 2 Hasbro figures released based on this character. If you're only interested in the character bio or action figure review, then feel free to check the time markers below, but I do hope that you'll watch until the end. Goblins, scorpions, and vultures are the themes found amongst Spider-Man's rogues gallery, but none would be a true creature of the night like Morbius, the living vampire. Created in October 1971 and appearing in Amazing Spider-Man number 101, Michael Morbius would be introduced to a 6-armed Spider-Man. In the previous issue, Spider-Man had been working on a serum that would remove him of his powers, thus removing his responsibilities as Spider-Man so that he could go on to lead a normal life. In the process, it instead mutated him further, causing him to grow 4 additional arms. While working on a way to restore him back to at least having 2 arms, Morbius attacked Spider-Man out of his need for blood as sustenance. With the help from Dr. Kurt Connors, aka the Lizard, they tracked down Morbius and were able to use his blood to help Spider-Man return to normal. Readers would eventually learn that Michael had a rare blood condition since childhood. He would complete an education and become a scientist with expertise in biochemistry and hematology. He would work on a cure for his disease that involved vampire bats. While this would cure him of his disease, it would curse him, turning him into a pseudo-vampire. He would have typical abilities to other vampires as seen within Marvel Comics, like gliding, enhanced strength, speed, and heightened senses. He would not have some of their weaknesses, like holy water, crucifixes, or silver. Unfortunately, he would maintain a lust for blood to sustain him. He would be a foe to Spider-Man, Blade, and others for many years, as he would go out of control and need to feed on humans, but it would always be with remorse. Eventually, Morbius would gain better control of his bloodlust, and desire to use his abilities to help people. He even joined the Midnight Suns, alongside Ghost Rider and Blade, to battle and stop Lilith, the mother of demons. During the Spider Island event, where many heroes and even civilians gained Spider-Man-like powers, Morbius even helped to develop the cure. Morbius would eventually come to the big screen as played by Jared Leto in the solo film by Sony in association with Marvel. The movie version of Morbius maintains many of the original story elements of the comic. One major difference would be the costume design. Neither versions of the Morbius comic book costume appear to be in the movie version. Instead, the movie version of the character simply wears black clothing. Marvel Legends Hasbro Morbius from the Spider-Man series. This came out in 2016 as part of the Absorbing Man wave. The body is, I believe, a Bucky cap body is what a lot of people use as a term, coming from the fact that the first character to use that particular mold was the Bucky version of Captain America. The figure itself has pretty standard articulation. The key things that are, I think, really cool on this one are actually the paint applications. If you look at the fingernails, they're all painted black. The skin color in particular, it's hard to see in the video, but it's white, but also like dirty, dingy, pale, very, very vampire-like. I guess assuming if vampires were real. The head sculpt is very unique. There's been no other characters with this particular head sculpt at all, and I think it's very, very good. If you look at all the detail that's molded into it and the paint that's added into that as well, you got pointy ears. Each individual tooth is painted, so the QC on this was very, very good. You got red eyes. His goatee painted on. No, partially molded and then painted on. So yeah, even better. No eyebrows, but I think that's probably accurate to how the character looks. And the hair actually looks really, really, really good. Very, very impressed with this. This is his main costume. This is how he is introduced into the comic books, and this is his primary outfit throughout his history. The only accessory that it comes with is a different cape. So we had this flared out kind of cape of his. I believe in the comics that he can glide, but he uses some kind of technology within his costume as well to help him glide a little bit further than he would without. Belt is painted on, not a molded piece. In terms of articulation, one thing I noticed that isn't so great on this, and I don't know if it's specific to this particular figure or to the mold, is that the legs actually can't go out very far. So I don't know if that's just a defect of mine or if that's how all of these are. And then we have kind of the 90s version of Morbius. This is how he appeared in the Midnight Suns. I would say he looks very, very accurate to that version, that design of Morbius as well. And this is really interesting because the skin is very, very white, way whiter than his other appearance. We got this hair, which is also very unique to him. No other character has had this type of hair in terms of action figures from Marvel Legends Hasbro. This portion is also fairly unique. Can't remember if there's any other characters that have this belt or even this part. There might be, but I can't say for sure. You can tell the molds are different. One way that you can see that is actually the feet are even different. The feet on the 90s version are much longer, and you can see in the pelvic region how this is wider than over here, which I think means that he will have a better splits, which provides better posability for the character. And then these super sweet vampire claw hands, I think these are pretty cool too. The cape's pretty cool, also fairly unique to him. Pops off, peg in the back, and I would be surprised if it wouldn't fit on, and that they could swap costumes, so to speak. If that's a thing that you wanted to do, then you can. Overall, I think both are very, very well done figures. Both are very accurate to who they're supposed to be representing. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any comments, then please feel free to comment below. I'm open to suggestions on these videos, or if you'd like to see anything more specifically about the figures or what you'd like to see in the next video, then I'd love to hear it.